back.
It's so funny. I always
It's
feel
so
like
funny, dude. I was laughing thinking about it earlier, just like how the things we do, where like Reed was up at 5 a.m. and like we're just always like we're like staring at the screen like this.
I know.
It's because we care about the listener.
We care about our listener. That's God. That'll never get old to me either. By the way, it's just still
Listener?
funny every time. Yeah, just not making it plural. It's just so funny.
Exactly.
I think
Well, we do that.
You,
We do that in the band all the time too. Like, dude, we can't disappoint our fan. But it's just
we should make like number merch where it's like number one fan, where it's just like it's just one
number one fan. I did. Speaking of fans in this podcast. Also, by the way, whenever I'm holding my mic like this, it looks like I'm Thanos. Look how many rings I have. Looks like I could snap and destroy planets, dude.
Are any of those new?
Yeah, that does legit.
Dude, all in a
insane.
row is so sick. I never see like that. If this is a real podcast, it'd be video, and y'all can see what I'm talking about.
We got to keep doing that. I want to take a screenshot, dude. Okay, this is so good, dude.
I'm missing my pinky ring, dude.
All right, I got one. All
right, sick.
You should just always, like you're just.
I can't help it, dude. I feel naked without my whatever you call
your
it,
accessories.
my extra. Yeah,
your effects, isn't it? Called effects?
JJ always calls it my nest because I take it off when I have to play drums. So he's like, "Dude, don't forget your nest," because it's like my watch, my bracelets, I play in a lot of bracelets.
Do you have a fanny pack or something? Because you have to.
That's a great idea.
To put it in.
Like when I'm on tour at home.
Yeah, just always.
Well, yeah, and then when you need to take it off, you got to put it somewhere. And where the hell are you going to put it? Your
when I'm
pockets
home,
aren't enough.
When I'm home, I have these like trays, these things that
do you play with a watch on?
I don't play with the watch on. I play with all these bracelets on.
Yeah,
and all my necklaces and stuff.
I guess it doesn't if you do it.
I mean, I'm so used to it, but I can't play with I can't play with the watch. I can't play with rings. I was determined to learn how to play with rings and build calluses, but it's absolutely brutal.
I think you should try though. You'd look cool with rings, like
dude. Can you? Yeah, but look. Oh my god, dude!
It's insane.
It's really hard.
Oh man, I guess one thing I never thought about. I got married after I started touring, or after I stopped touring. I'm sorry, so I've never worn a ring.
You'll have to take.
I guess I will. Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Some people have like the thin ones or the rubber ones or whatever, and they can play it. They can do that, but mine are huge. Mine are
I mean, I do it when I practice occasionally, but playing like a whole show, hour and a half, I've never done that.
I can't go with that. Like even at a festival when they give you
a good drum conversation.
When they give you
we need to get back to drums.
Oh yeah, I don't like that, Ben.
I take it off.
Yeah, like if they make you wear like a 21 and up wristband, I usually take all stuff off.
Or like like the festival like
plastic ones.
Yeah, like thing or whatever, Like this past weekend, like I do it so I like tighten it to the point where I can take it off.
Yeah.
And then I can slide it on and off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever have somebody put it on for you and they put it on way too tight?
No, I don't trust
too
people.
Loose?
No, I don't trust people.
Ben's like, that's never happened to me ever.
I don't trust anybody.
I always just am
trusting.
I was like, can I just have that and not put it on my wrist and like keep it on my keychain? I usually do that, and
some people are
sometimes
cool
like, no, you can't. I'm like, oh, okay.
Some security's cool with it. Some are like super like just like, no, who are you?
House of Blues security, they all suck.
Jesus.
Shout out House of Blues.
Hey, shout out House of Blues. We love y'all.
Reed, I gotta apologize to Mike on this one too. He lived. He left
he left
10 to 15 minutes from where we were playing, and then I had no idea. Here's the thing. It was a crazy weekend. We were in and out. Like those hangs are insane. But he texted me after, and I was like, dude, if I knew that you were only 10 minutes away, it would have been a different story. I had no idea. But sorry.
Did you guys discuss this beforehand? And then he was kind of like,
no,
you left him.
I know it's after the fact. You guys know how it is. Like you go somewhere for like a day, and you're just like, there's mad homies, and you're just, you can't. Yeah. It's just too much sometimes.
Of course. Depending on
Nate, this is Mike Robinson.
Yeah.
Got it.
His last name I messed up before. And then Ben forgot to invite him to the show. So he's really feeling the love right now.
He's never going to come on now.
And I don't even know him. So should I just not even bother?
He's worth knowing. He's worth knowing.
Nate's like,
Ben can't even be bothered to hang with him. Reed doesn't know his name. He doesn't seem very.
No. You heard that wrong, dude. You don't say it like that. That's
just kidding.
Well, we love him.
Yeah,
we love you, Michael
We love
Robertson.
you, Mike, dude. He's a shredder. He's great.
He really
great
guy.
Nice.
Nate, what were you gonna say though? You were talking about a fan, and then
oh god, that was like an hour ago. I can't remember. I honestly don't remember.
Wait,
I think I quickly.
Did you run into somebody? Did you run into a fan or something?
No.
Or talk to somebody? Why'd you say
okay,
that?
I did. I remember what I was going to say.
Oh my god, you came in hot there.
Was it loud?
Yeah, it was pretty loud, but it's okay.
It was like, oh.
Y'all can edit it. Y'all got your work.
Y'all take care of that.
Yeah, sort me out, folks. No, people, multiple people still on that last tour that we did during like the meet and greet stuff. We're asking about drums merch still.
Really?
One guy like raised his hand. And he's like, I wonder about
what do we
merch.
Should we do like a poll, like, or you were saying a hat?
I mean, we did the hat. The reason why I think a hat's a good idea is because you don't have to mess with sizes.
That's true. One size
hat's
fits
just
all.
like and if you don't like the hat, you don't like the hat.
You just
and I already have a box of Carol Hood shirts just sitting in my garage still. We need to do something with that.
You
How many do we have? Do we have a lot?
We have a lot. At least we have enough to just. We can't let it sit there.
What do they look like?
I was gonna make a joke, but it's fine.
What does it look like?
Well, they were printed in like 2000.
No, make your joke.
They're vintage.
14. Vintage.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna make a joke about ordering too much merch and how that's not shocking.
Yeah.
Let me get one. I'm all in.
All right.
Yeah, do it.
Hey, maybe we can sell the Carol Hood merch to fund the drum merch, and then we'll have too much of that too.
I wonder how much it would cost. Have we looked into how much it would cost to make a hat?
It's not bad
because it's got to be but it's got to be cool, like nice. I think we should make it like,
of course, quality.
What about post tariffs? It's probably going to be double.
Yeah, last I checked, it was post that bullshit, so it's probably going to be about $40 a hat. So the consumer could buy it for $80. We need a solid 100% markup.
Yeah.
This is riveting conversation, but what would you, Nate? What would you want it to look like?
If there was no tariffs?
No tariffs.
No tariffs. What's your life looking like?
In general, in general, not this podcast aside. What's life looking like with tariffs and no
strings attached, no tariffs?
What was the question, Ben? What do you want it to look like?
What do you want
to describe? All right, close your eyes.
Color. Yeah, everyone close your eyes. What's the colors like? What's the colors?
I think it was like camo and yellow.
Oh, that's pretty.
I said yellow mock-up.
I know, dude.
I like the color scheme of your hat right now. That looks nice.
Hey, thanks. Yeah,
we should do that.
Berkeley Supply. Yeah, the pale yellow and green's a good vibe.
It is.
I think camo and yellow is cool. It's cool.
All right, let's talk about drums.
Okay, sorry.
Slightly back to that. I do think it's fascinating what I think we've talked about this a bit, like what you wear on stage, like what's your can you wear jewelry? Can you not wear jewelry? Some drummers wear hats. You know what I mean? Like all this different stuff. And I feel like the drums are like the toughest instrument to like what you choose to wear. Like guitar players, I feel like, obviously like everyone feels comfortable in different stuff, but you can just get away with more if you're not playing drums, right? So do you find that it's like, as a drummer or as a viewer, do you think it's cool when you see drummers that are like kind of pushing it with things, accessories, not even drum accessories, but like personal? Like, do you ever even notice that? Like, are you like, oh, that's cool, he's wearing extra stuff or blah, 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 whatever? No, you don't really notice?
Nah.
I never, good answer, Ben.
No.
I never pay attention to it, but I actually have something to say about this after watching you play, Nate. So a month or so ago, you came through St. Pete and you played Janus. It was outside. It was hot as hell. You get out on stage and you're wearing a fucking hoodie. And I couldn't believe it.
It was a parka.
Okay. Oh, even better.
Parka on stage?
Yeah. You were wearing a parka on stage outside in the Florida heat. I couldn't believe it. And then after talking to you, it made more sense because
let's dive into that because I think I've unlocked my favorite. I literally almost texted y'all this the other day, but I was like, I think I literally texted a huge one in the group chat with Jordan too. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to send this because I was like, it just sounded so like dumb and almost like douchey. But like thinking about all the years of touring and how way back in the day, I would play in ridiculous stuff, like stuff that was very constricting or not whatever it is, fill in the blank. I was just like, oh, but this is what we're going to wear. So the whole tour, Maddie and all, they were like, dude, you used to play shirtless. Why don't you play shirtless? They kept saying that. I'm like, dude, it's different when you're 28, 38, whatever. And just like, I don't know. I did that. And I was like, I felt like it was like I was moved on from it.
Wait. When you're 28 or 38?
Yeah.
It's pretty,
it's a 10-year
wide gap.
Yeah, anyway,
I'm
sorry.
saying there's a difference because last time I toured shirtless, I was 28. I'm saying,
you don't think you could do it now? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get in the way of the.
He did do it, but
yeah. So here's what I was going to say.
All right,
so
here we go.
I was here we go. Buckle up. This story's riveting. Put down your coffees.
I have something to add to because I've thought about it too. I'm like, could I get to the point where I could do that? Because right now, I don't want to see that. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying.
Well, I had to hit a spot where I was like, you know what? There's always going to be something where I'm like, not stoked for the most part, right? Like as you get older, you're like, oh, that angle or whatever it is. Like unless you're ripped, it's just part of it's going shirtless anywhere at this point in your life. Yeah. So anyway, there was one. It was towards the end of the tour. I think we were in Charlotte, and I just like across the street at this like vintage shop bought this like rad pullover, like old school, like. Straight up, I don't know if parka is the right word. I'd have to. It's like one of those pullover, like Patagonia. Almost, it's not a hoodie. Yeah, it's got like a collar, but it's full on like a winter,
like Oasis looking.
But the inside, but not that much material. It's okay, like,
but it looks warm.
It's very warm. It is warm. It's warm. So I was wearing it because it was cold outside in Charlotte. It was cold that day. So I was wearing it up until we played, and Maddie was like, dude, it's so hot on stage tonight. He's like, dude, tonight's the night you go shirtless. And I was like, I'm definitely not, walking out shirtless. I was like, that's just not.
Why is everyone obsessed with you
me going shirtless? I don't know. Yeah. I think because he was like, Maddie's whole thing was like, I love
Maddie Wild, dude.
No,
he's like, yo, we need we need pyro, and also you need to take your damn shirt off.
Naked.
Yeah.
Give the crowd what they want. Give the customers what they ask for.
It wasn't just Maddie. They were just like, yo, it looks like old school rock and roll, like kind of punk. If someone, you know what I mean? Like it's like, and their whole thing was like,
do it, you do it.
Yeah, basically, they were like, old people could get away with it, you could do it. And I was like, okay, and because I used to play that way. So anyway. It was super hot. I was like, actually, instead of playing shirtless, I'm going to play this parka just because it was blazing hot. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to play in this parka thing. And they were just like, dude, it's got to be the hottest show of the tour. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, and if it gets too hot, I'll take it off. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Because we run like 4 songs together. So we went out there and it was kind of like to be funny too and just like whatever. And so we started. And they were right. It was very hot. But, and we've talked about this a little bit, I enjoy and play so much better in sweaty, hot shows. If it's a nice stage and I never break a sweat, or like the drummers that like blast fans, I can't play with a fan. Even if it's outside on Warped Tour, I cannot play with a fan. I hate it. I hate the way it feels on me. It just, and it cools me off, but I'm still hot. It's like the weirdest thing. So anyway, I went out, played in the parka, and it's a little bit, it's not even constricting because it's baggy, but I was like, all right, definitely hot. But it warmed me up so much that I played 4 songs and then I bailed on it and went shirtless. And I was like, I think this is it for me. Like, that's my favorite. And I did it for the rest of the tour, that exact same thing. And everyone was like, dude, you're insane for wearing that in Florida. And it was like, yes, hot, but I'm already sweaty. And it just like accelerates my getting warm phase. You know what I mean?
Wait. So your thing was you wear that and then you take it off? Were you doing that the entire? Oh, so you were going shirtless the entire tour? So I did. Yeah,
the rest of the tour. No. This was like towards the end of the tour. Charlotte was like the last week and a half.
Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up. Sorry.
The rest of the tour, I would start in this parka, and then after 4 songs, we'd actually have a break, and I'd go shirtless. And it was the best.
No pants.
I go pantless, shirtless.
I don't feel comfortable playing no shirt personally. But I like getting like I have to be sweaty and feel like I actually earned it.
That's why I was like, I'm not walking out shirtless because I feel like I would take longer to get sweaty and hot, and like my muscles would still be too tight. So the parka, instant sweat, and then my muscles feel warm, and then when I shed it, then I have no constraints. And playing shirtless really is insane because you have nothing on you that it constricts you at all. So the combo of that was awesome.
Were you at all self-conscious about?
Of course.
Okay. That's how I feel.
But I felt like it. I was self-conscious, but I also like it made me be like more. I don't know how to say this without sounding super dumb. It was almost like I was more intentional with how I was playing instead of just like, all right, I'm just sitting back here and like,
you know what I mean? I think that would fuck me up though. Like I would like think too much about it. I don't know. Maybe I just think too much all the time. But anyways,
I also just tried to not care as much. I'd be like, all right, like it is what it is. It's here I am. You know what I mean? But
and then how far into the set were you removing the parka?
4 songs.
And did you make it an event? Was it like was there a little?
Yeah,
like,
they turned lights on me. There's like it was like
the crowd was like.
They
were like fainting. It was a crazy thing, dude. I saw it. I seen it. No. Wait. So but you know what's funny about that, dude, is that I think there's science behind the fact that you like were warming yourself up, and it's probably a good thing you did that. Because I mean, like, don't like you see like baseball pitchers like wearing the one arm over the throwing arm and all that stuff, and
well, and it's like you know, runners and stuff will wear like that, like a hoodie before. I mean, it's also like, I think that's like a weight thing to some extent, but just warming up your muscles in general is obviously a thing.
This is great.
We all know that. So this is just a different version of that, I would say.
Okay.
Anyway,
Reed, you have to
play shirtless.
Play shirtless at the Say Anything shows.
Reed just
no can do. I love
how Reed won't feel comfortable playing shirtless.
Yeah, you're like jacked and like looking like Captain America.
Thanks, guys, but I just don't. I feel like a douche personally.
Well, the other thing
you look cool. You look cool doing it. I just don't think I would look cool.
That's not true. I disagree too, but
I think we should all play shirtless. We should do the podcast shirtless, all of us, like my first one.
I'll get there. I'll do it one day.
It really is like freeing feeling. Physically playing shirtless is pretty crazy. I was like, well, and I remember because I hadn't done it in a long time, but I was like, oh, this is why I did this. Like, and then also you still sweat, but like then it just leaves your body.
Yeah,
pretty dope.
I did do it once.
I'm also 42, but
I remember.
Ben, you were there. You took the photo. It was for
You're 42. Oh yeah,
I'm 40, not 42. No, I'm 40. Sorry. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely done. I'm holding
40,
on as
40 as well. Wait,
40
or 40 also?
I am 40.
I'm 40.
Wait, how old are you, Nate?
38.
38.
Hold on to it, guys.
I'm 36.
Hold on to it.
Hold on to it. You're 2
I can't.
years
That's
older
the whole
than me.
point. You can't hold on to it.
Yeah.
Wait, Nate, when is your birthday? When's your birthday, Nate?
February.
Oh, so you're like, oh, damn it.
I'm fresh 38.
Reed,
fresh.
Reed like, 38. Dude, you.
What, do I have my whole life ahead of me? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. No,
all right, see you, Reed. See you, Ben. We're all retiring. This is the end. Anyway, what else do we want to talk about with drums?
No, I was going to try to think if there's anything else I was thinking drum wise. Oh, I played that festival. It was interesting. It's interesting just watching. Like festivals are interesting because you see so many different bands. But Nate, before you got on, I was telling Reed, Block Party played, and I forgot. I wonder. I forgot. Let me look her name up. She crushed it. It was like I was like blown away.
Are you talking about? You talking about the sounds?
The Block Party. The band Block Party.
Yeah. Okay, listen.
I have no idea.
This really weirded me out because you said I just last night with Angela watched all these videos. There's some festival and Block Party was playing, and you said she crushed it.
Yeah, there's a girl that plays drums in Block Party.
Yes, I knew that. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll tell you what I was saying in a second.
I think it's Luis.
She's not their original drummer, though.
No, she is not.
She's been with them a while, though, right?
She has, yes. It was my first time like seeing it live, and especially that first album, or like the drumming is like
it's insane, so fast and intricate, and like
and she
crushed it.
It was like, it's actually insane to watch. I was like, I can't do that. That like,
dude,
just all those drum fills and remembering all that stuff, and just like how quick that stuff was.
Oh yeah.
And they sounded amazing. It was cool.
And the like chop beat on that one song, it's so fast, and that beat is so hard when it's that quick.
Yeah,
because it's so choppy that if you are lagging or whatever, because there's space in between you hear this, you feel the space unless it's like dialed.
Silent Alarm is an amazing album.
That's the one that they're playing front to back right now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
What I was going to say was, for another thing, dude, their singer, I forget his name, he's so jacked now.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Is he?
So cool, dude.
Dude, he is like ripped. Like, I literally thought for a second, I was like, wait. I was like so confused. He was wearing like a tank top. Dude, he is
he's
ripped.
Jacked. He looks so sick.
He looks amazing. He had like long
braids
hair
now. He's got they're all braided up and everything. It's so cool.
Man.
But I was like, oh, dude, he like, it really was like, I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw them, but when that album came out, he did not look like that. He was not, I don't even know if he was like that vibe, you know what I mean? So then all of a sudden he's just like huge, looked awesome. Anyway, what I was saying was, when you said she killed it, there was, do you know that band The Sounds?
Yes.
I was super into them. So I guess playing some big festival. What is that, the festival you were at, Ben?
Yeah.
Where was that again?
Just like Heaven. It was in where was that? It was in LA, outside LA. Yeah.
Okay, so that festival
right near Mike.
The Sounds,
right near Mike. Sorry, Mike.
The Sounds was playing, but the singer of The Sounds, she had an issue with her visa and got held and couldn't get into the States or whatever. Couldn't get to the show. And so instead of canceling, they asked the singer for Shiny Toy Guns if she would do the set. And she did it. I think it was like really last minute. And I watched videos and she crushed it, dude.
That's awesome.
And then they played a Shiny Toy Gun song, which I thought was really cool. Like their big single from way back in the day. But anyway, it was just cool. I love when something,
neat.
That's sad for her not making the show, but I think it's cool when stuff like that happens. Like for a fan, obviously you want to see the singer and you want to see the band intact, but I think it's way cooler than canceling. And I love when you see that kind of like camaraderie with bands where it's like, I don't know, it's just rad to be like, yo, we're going to keep playing the show, and then have someone else. And then everyone just has like an experience that they get to see that might not ever happen again, which I think is really cool. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also like you, there are probably a handful of fans that are like, damn, like when I filled in for Manchester, I'm sure there were fans that were like, who the fuck is that guy?
Totally. I mean, it's, you know, obviously we're no stranger to that. One of like,
me and Nate, we're just.
But like,
wait, I was gonna. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was saying between Yellow Card and Amberlin with like Maddie, and then like me filling in for Yellow Card, it's those kind of things. But I also I feel like, again, I don't know why there's such a disconnect, in my opinion, between us and our fans, because I truly don't know if, like, obviously I like members of bands. Like, I'm trying to think of like, who would my favorite band be? And I would go to see them like, oh my God, I can't wait to see them.
Yeah.
And then they have someone else. I just don't know if I'd be as angry as everyone is. You know what I mean? Like if I went and saw 1975 and they were like, George isn't here, but we got the drummer for this other band, and he ripped, I'd be like, this rules, because it's like different and unique.
Too.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll never see that again. So it's like,
and it's like, whether, you know, depending on what goes on with Amberlin, like obviously settling in here, but it's like, if you're a fan that's seen Amberlin 15 times with the same lineup, and then you get a chance to like see a moment of a band's career where it's where it's different but similar, it's like, I just think it'd be fun. I don't know, maybe that's like the positivity in me, but I remember thinking like, dude, people are gonna be stoked. And they're like,
knowing that 1975 is like your favorite, how would you feel if it wasn't Maddie Healy and a different singer?
I mean, I don't know.
It depends on who it is, probably, but
I really do think Ben's right. It depends on who it is. I think if there was like a cool, I would definitely not instantly be furious. You know what I mean? Like,
of course not.
Or just like absolute anger, like we like, punch their mom or something. It's like, I probably would just, that's how people respond on the internet. Just like,
yeah, it's like the internet's crazy, dude.
And also, if it was done the exact same way, I like diving into this. If it was done in the exact same way as how we did it, and it was like Maddie's decision, or like he was like, hey, I have to, and I found this singer, like I feel like I'd be intrigued at least to be like, all right, let's see it. And of course you could do like, oh, it's not the same without him, because it's not. That's just how that works. Like you are right. Amberlin is not live the same without Steven, as in it's just not the same with a different singer, not whether good or bad. But I mean, like, of course it's going to be different no matter what. So for me, I'm just like, if it's cool, it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm of the mind too. Like, it shows, I don't know. We talked about this a while back, but like a unique show too. Like, cause a lot of shows, like some bands, like it's pretty, there's not much mystery behind the show. It's like the same show every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of stuff I like, cause it's, like you're saying, unique, and you'll never really see that again. And it's not going to be permanent. It's like the person's just film. Well, I mean, I guess sometimes it's permanent, but, that kind
ours
of thing
is probably permanent. But what I'm saying is, you had 20 years of previous.
No, I
stuff,
know.
Or even with albums. So like, why are you doing new music with him? Like, shut up and go listen to the other 8 albums that we've released with that singer. You know what I mean? Like,
it's also like fair enough. I mean, if you're not stoked, you're not stoked. But it's also like, dude, life's short. Just enjoy the music.
Also, if you're not stoked, just shut up.
I will say, moving forward, I have a topic that I thought about too. Backline is so weird to me. I don't think I'll ever get used to just like playing something
like,
that's not my. Yeah, it's like, it's so weird because like, dude, when everyone else in the band, like you fly with your like
bring all their own
and
stuff.
your pedal board and all that stuff, and then you're on stage with like,
we're just screwed.
Maybe your snare drum,
Here's your
maybe
sonar.
your cymbals. And then you just like have this foreign drum kit, and then it's like, all right, go out there and do your thing. And you're just like, dude, like I'm a creature of habit, so like it's just like sometimes. And I get, the weird thing is like sometimes I'll get in my head on stage, like I might be the only one that like notices, but like I'm like, dude, this feels weird. Like this feels 100%. Weird. And then I just like focus on
Zoom
it and
in on it. Yeah,
I think that's just the type of person I am in general. But like, it doesn't, that type of personality doesn't help when you're on stage playing like this drum kit, because sometimes the drum kit's like falling apart and you're just like,
dude, that is such a true statement about backlines and drums and stuff. There's like, everyone is so particular, but when it comes to people's usual like opinions or thoughts on backline drums, they're like, dude, just play it. Like, just set it up, play it. I'm like, oh, it's so hard to do, especially if the sizes are different, the heads are different. Like, there's so many times where I've gotten to like flyouts, or even in some of these flyouts or like festivals are huge shows. That's what's usually funny about when you have to do like,
that's what I mean.
Backline stuff. You get up there and you're like, I'm just supposed to be chill with this. Like, you don't want to be annoying. You don't want to be picky. And even when you put like, it's so funny with backline for drums, it's like your preference, which is so funny. Like, as in, we'll try and do those sizes or that brand, but if we can't, you're just going to play whatever we tell you you're going to play.
Yeah.
And it really does affects the show. Like, it's hard to get into.
It's funny though, because I mean, I'm sure the main thing, and the thing I've realized over like the past year, and it's also just because it's like the weirdest part about a backline kit is the kick drum to me.
Mm-hmm.
It can be the make or break of a backline kit.
You fly with your own pedal though, right?
I do, but I've learned that I think it's not just the pedal, because like you're talking about with drums, it's a combination of like so many different things. It's like the head. I mean, this
like
is like
the
nerdy,
drum head. Yeah,
like the head, the shell,
the sizes.
Yeah. Well, but dude, even like different shell constructions play differently. Like the different type of drum, like like say like a DW drum, compared to, I don't know, like a Ludwig drum, like a Vistalite. It's they do feel different, At least to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm in minority.
Should I bring my own pedal when I play in a couple months?
100%.
I think I might.
Dude, you're gonna play Mike's skit?
I don't know if I'm gonna do snare.
You have to.
You kind of have to just bring your own. Bring your own
like cymbals, pedals, sticks. I actually also fly with my own throne because that will absolutely ruin my shows.
You just named everything except the toms and the kick. I mean, that's everything.
Well, hardware, basically, yeah, hardware too. Yeah,
I know, but
dude,
you know what's funny about
snare,
this whole thing, though?
Cymbals, throne.
I'll do pedal. At least
you just bring a pedal. That's kind of stick, no sticks. You just use his sticks. I was gonna say Mike's gonna now with all this stuff happening with Mike, he's gonna sabotage the kit somehow.
He is gonna sabotage.
He's gonna do the pin. He's gonna do the needle through every head. God, what a mean
the tiniest. How many shows is it again? 3 or 2?
It's 3.
3, 4. Oh, okay.
3. That's so sick.
10. Yeah.
So here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna have a warm up show. And then he's like, all right, that one's a little better. And he's going to crush it on the third one. And then he's
done. And then I'm done for another 7 years.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you excited,
Yeah. Are you excited?
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
You got to play that album front to back.
I do.
That's so crazy.
Now I want to go listen to it.
Dude, that album's the drums are crazy.
It's a banger of an album. And is that
the one that starts off with like the on the rim and like I don't know, I can't mouth it.
Are you talking about Alive with the Glory of Love?
Yeah,
no. How does that album start? It's
did you have a power outage, Reed?
Yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, just flicker it off.
And how are you not like
Stranger Things
gone?
I don't know. Demogorgon's coming.
I think so. I want to hear Ben keep sounding out.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Okay, so the album starts off like the
Leo
and he's like, whoa, that's all, yeah.
All right,
the song.
That's the whole
album?
Song.
That's the beginning of that album, I think. Right?
You got it. No, it's not the beginning. But okay.
Wait, what's the beginning of the album?
The beginning of the album.
You mouth it out.
Now you do it, Reed.
Yeah, you do it.
It's literally Max and his dad talking in the car. You hear the
but I'm talking about the song, dude. I'm talking about the song. Like, what's the first song?
That's Belt. It goes.
Oh, one. Yes.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I've never listened to it.
That album, you never listened to it?
You should.
I know
it's not your thing, but
I remember during when it came out.
It was a big deal when it came out. I remember people were like, "Dude, you got to listen to this," and I was like, you know,
it's funny. I never really listened to it when it first came out. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't my type of music I really liked, and then later on in life, I came to appreciate it. And then,
it's very eccentric. It was very like at the time. It was very like his vocals and everything. It was very just like he was just yelling a lot and like.
Well, if we get Max on one day, we can ask him about it. But I think
he would come on here.
Oh yeah, I texted him the other day.
That'd be a good guess,
and he would love to come on.
Oh hell yeah! He's such a nice dude. I would love to.
All right. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
We should bring him on.
We should do it too close after Kenny, but who cares?
I think we should do this.
We do.
Let's have
we do
Max on, and then we do Mike.
Just the
Mike's
whole
gotta come on. We gotta air this whole thing out, dude. We gotta squash the beef, dude.
I mean, I'm not saying it just because I love all those guys, but I feel like every single one would be a great separate interview.
You're like, I'm not saying it, but I am better than Mike.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh my God. Ed's just trying to start beef.
Yeah. Mike, are you listening? Mike.
We also
come on.
Come on, Mike. I honestly think I mean we just tap into our own bands, but I was about to say, I was like I feel like some homies from your band would be fun, Ben. And then I also feel like there's a couple I've only said a couple dudes from my band that would be fun.
You know what? I would like to have a really funny one would be Hannah, because she doesn't really like subscribe to much of any of this. So like I think having somebody like that on, we're
neither do we, so it would be fun.
Like, does she want to come on the podcast with you, or is she like against all of it?
No. I'm saying like she doesn't subscribe to like she's like she's like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I don't want
That's
to
why
talk
I think
about
it'd be fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So like, it would
you
be
mean she doesn't
more.
subscribe to our podcast?
She's not going to talk about drums. She's like, I don't care about drums. She's going to want to talk about like, well, honestly, she would talk about fashion, which I think would be.
Yeah, let's get in it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then she's an artist
Awesome.
too. She's like an actual like extremely
her stuff's
good
awesome.
artist, you know.
Yeah.
And
I would love to have her on.
yeah. And then Dan, I want to have Dan come on. Dan's never, honestly, Dan's it's gonna get out. It's gonna get out there, but I don't think Dan's ever listened to an episode. TJ is a diehard fan. I think TJ is the fan.
TJ is he will text me after listening to like.
Does he make up for everybody else? Probably.
Probably, but it's funny because they work closely together. They have a studio here. So Dan will find out. But we should get Dan on because he's a bass player. It would be interesting.
Dan would be really fun. And I feel like we could talk about our, like when we met, when he was out with All Get Out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, it'd be cool. I've told you that story about how I saw Dan, he was in All Get Out and we did a whole tour. We did 2 tours together. And one night I was watching, I don't know if it's David Letterman. I don't know when it would have been, but I was watching a Late Show and they were like, "In Group loves the artist." And I was like, "Oh, sick." I was like, "I know this band." Like this was before YouTube. And I was like, "Yeah, let's watch it." Or like we were just watching and they're performing and I'm like watching, I'm like, kept looking. I was like, what the hell? And they had like all silver paint on them. They were all like covered in silver paint. I was like, is that Dan? I was so confused. I like literally paused it and I was like up close to the screen. I was like, dude, that's Dan. I was so confused because I had no idea he was in that band, but it was just such a funny moment. And I always think about how also weird and probably rare that is to have friends that you just randomly see on like national television. I'm like, what's he doing there?
The testament to that to Group Love 2 is they're the best because Dan wasn't even a bass player.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
And there was a conversation internally where like they needed somebody to fill in, like they needed somebody to honestly play. I think it was like a day or 2 later. Like they needed to learn, whoever it was needed to learn like 15 songs on bass. And the one person, they were like, "Hey, Dan, do you want to play bass?" And Dan was like, "I don't play bass." And they're like, "It doesn't matter." They're like, "It's fine." And like, and then he learned it. Dude, obviously he crushed it. But like, the funny thing is like Dan almost didn't do it. Dan could tell us if he came on, but because he was going to go see Pearl Jam.
Oh, I've heard this story.
Dude,
he's like, I don't. Yeah, he like debated it, right? He's like, I really want to see Pearl Jam. I don't know if I want to play bass.
And Andy Hall was the one that from Manchester was the one that connected Dan to the Group Love. And when Andy Hall caught wind of Dan being like, he called Dan. He's like, "Dude, you're not going to Pearl Jam. You're
going to play this show. Yes. You dummy."
That is so good.
Dan, that's so sick.
Isn't it funny though that that's the instrument that you hear stories of where the person didn't know how to play, and it was like, well, we need somebody, and they're like,
it's because it's 4 strings, guys.
Well, what's the quickest you've had to learn songs, Nate? I mean, even you, Reed. Like how let me think. How much leeway did you have? Like how many days did you have before?
I had the
quickest one
days.
I had was 2 weeks, but I wasn't able to play any of the songs on drums until the actual rehearsal. So
I did that. I did. I think it was probably 2 or 3 weeks, and then I didn't play drums at all until I got on stage. I just listened to them. That was not fun. And I was playing to tracks. Like I had to like run. Like it was intense, hard. And it was fun, and we got through it. But it was weird because you like listen, and then when you're actually playing, you're like, this is way different than how I thought it would go.
And you can't be relaxed, even.
It was stressful. The whole thing.
That's like a strap in type moment. Because when I did the Group Love thing, I listened to everything for like a week or 2. Showed up for rehearsal. First time playing the songs, we rehearsed like I think 2 or 3 days, and then did a headlining show. And I was like, all right,
dude.
It was like one of the I think one of the more tougher things I've done in playing drums.
Sure.
But it was cool. It was a cool challenge. It was crazy.
How did you get into Group Love again?
It was the same thing. Well, yeah, Dan. So they were looking for somebody to fill in for a tour, and then I was in Bali of all places with Dashboard.
Wow.
And Dan couldn't get a hold of me. He was like, I think he was trying to call me, and he's like, why can't I get a hold of him? So he messaged me on Instagram.
That's funny.
Yeah, so like he got a hold of me on Instagram, but it was actually the same kind of thing. Andy from Manchester and Dan were like when they were having the discussion, both of them were like, talk to Ben. So
I thought you were going to say the same thing where there was another Pearl Jam show you really wanted to go.
No. I've never seen Pearl Jam live. I don't think there's a band where I would be like, I don't think there would be a band like I'd be like, I'm gonna go see a band over taking a gig.
Gig that's like also from a huge band. God, that's crazy. How does Andy know them so well?
It was just like think through like festivals and like just hanging out because like the thing even before I started playing with Group Love, the thing that's so cool about all of them is that like it was the same thing. I'd run into them and I'd be like, these people are so cool. Like, like just the vibe was just is so good. And like one time I was like playing a festival and I was like in line at security at the airport and like it was 6 a.m. There was like nobody in line, and all of a sudden I hear like just loud commotion, and I look behind me and it's just all of them just like hopping down the security line to get to like just being so loud. And I was like, oh yeah, dude. I was like, there they are.
They're just like fun all the time.
But yeah, so that's how Andy met them, and then throughout the years, I think they just had made a bond. It's like anything else. I mean, we've all like had the moments of like, I mean, that's how I think a lot of these relationships
100%
end up being, because I don't know. Like it's how I kind of met you guys too. I mean, it's just meeting through, all that kind of stuff.
Being
like Nate, I still think it's funny whenever we stay at that hotel in Tampa. The first time me and Nate, it's literally across the street.
Yeah, Bricks.
At Bricks. Yeah.
Oh man.
Me and Nate. That's when I had a website, Kick Snare Hat, where I was like interviewing friends and whatever. And I hit Nate up. I think I don't know. I forgot how we connected.
It's probably
but
Instagram.
And then you were like, yeah, let's hang out, and like we hung out, and like the purpose of the hangout was me, like I guess sort of interviewing you, But then we just hung out, and nothing came of it. I
hours. Well, we talked. It's funny. We met at Bricks, and we were like, he was gonna like do an interview for his website or whatever, and we sat at Bricks and talked literally for like 3 hours, and I think we talked about drums for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
we just said that, and then everything else. Exactly. That's what we always talk about. That's why it's drums with a question mark.
That was a long time ago too.
That's probably like 2011 or 12.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, super long time ago.
And maybe we talked about this before, but I remember that day because I think Nate, you and I hung out after, and you talked about meeting. It's like, oh, I met this guy. We talked about drums, or like he was going to ask me about drums, and we didn't talk about drums. So I'm pretty sure that was.
I mean, it had to have been Ben.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day I met Reed. The beautiful man. I was like, oh my god! How do you look like that?
Oh, get out of here! I remember meeting you at Revolution.
Yeah, that was outside by you guys' van. I like for some reason I remember that night so well. Like it was
did
just
y'all
like
pass through, or were you playing a show together?
That's when I was living in. I was playing with Chris. This is before I was even playing with Dashboard. We were doing that folk thing. With Chris,
yeah.
And I was living over there, and it was so close to Revolution. So like, that's the one venue like everyone was playing. Yeah, and anytime there was a show there, and I would go down there because it was so close.
And we were opening, and you were there to see Kevin too. I think.
Who was headlining though?
It was Say Anything.
That's right. It was you
Kevin Devine.
Oh, no, not yet, but yeah.
And we were the opener at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Who was the opener?
Tall Heart.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's Tall Heart. Kevin Devine.
You said Say Anything. Okay, because you said Say Anything was headlining, and then you're thinking
headline, but I was not in the band.
I see.
At the time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyways, I mean, it's funny. Connections are funny. It's like this. Yeah, it's I mean, that's how like anything has really happened. I mean,
of course.
Like it's kind of crazy if you think about it. I think about like even just meeting Kevin. Let's not talk about Kevin. Like meeting Kevin and like just eventually just playing shows with Kevin. And like
Oh, we got.
It's weird, Kevin. Man.
He's got to get on. But
we talk about that a lot. And actually, it's funny. It's cool. It keeps my brain sharp with this kind of stuff, and just it makes life like interesting. But like my daughter Rowan will ask me these type of questions all the time. Be like, how did you start playing drums? Or like, how did you meet. She like,
that's so crazy.
a curious brain,
too, dude.
But she'll be like, how did you become the drummer in Amberlin? Like she'll like ask me stuff like that. I'm like, actually, and it is like a funny story where it's like you just kind of stumble into it, but you just kind of make yourself. I don't know. You just like
you
it's
prep
not even.
yourself. It's a lot of factors.
Of course, it's like who you are, and we always talk about this. Like, and Dion always, our bass player, takes like credit. Not that it's like, but we always joke around about like if we're joking about kicking each other out or blah 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 or whatever. Dion will be like, "Hey, just so everyone remembers, like
Nate's first.
I am the reason. I'm the reason why Nate's in this band." Because so everyone's like, how did you're so young. Why the hell did you start touring with dudes that are way older than you? And it's like, it is a funny story, but Dion
What's
was
his point? Is he saying, therefore I'm indispensable? Is that his argument?
No, he's just basically like, I don't know, something like when I directed and did our most recent video and Christian is like, well, jokingly like, something like, what we do without Nate, and Dion's like takes credit. He's like, I asked him to be in the band. Like he'll like make comments like that. Like, and he's like, I'll never forget you were playing.
Well, dude, I got a question for you. When you started playing with them, how long had you been playing drums? Like what was like when did you start playing drums?
Not super long. I started playing drums at like 10 or 11, and then I started at 14.
You played in Amberlin at 13.
Yeah, 14.
It's actually insane.
14.
I give you credit because I don't know if I would have started that early. As I'm saying, touring and like doing all that kind of stuff,
For sure. And I think that, I practiced, did all this stuff. But I mean, if you go back and look at me playing drums then, I probably wasn't that great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I was good and okay enough to be like, but I'm saying like, just what you learn and know and tuning drums and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was really very fitting for the times. It probably wasn't like they could have asked a lot of other drummers and I think it would have been fine.
Yeah. But adding to that though, dude, like, and I've actually weirdly been thinking about that lately, like the word like great and like who's like the best drummer and all that stuff. And it's just like, it's not like it's not that easy. It's not that simple, like, cause
there's a lot of factors for sure.
There's a lot of factors. And also like, dude, any other, like, and we talk about filling in bands and all that stuff, like anybody filling in, like, I don't know, like your imprint isn't on that band, your playing is part of that band. And I think the band would have been a completely different band if somebody else was obviously in the band other than you.
100%.
But I mean, we talk about all the time. There's like, there's parts of those songs that like, you're like, they're parts, which is sick. Yeah. And that's honestly when I think about all my favorite drummers and I've said this before, but I like being able to like turn a song on and like within like seconds know who the drummer is. And that drummer might not be like the greatest drummer of all time, but I think the imprint of the person's playing on the music is so much more important to me than like shredding and ripping and all that stuff, which I think there's a time and place for that. And that stuff is cool. But like me personally, like, I don't know, man, like I'll take great feel and like,
or just perspective. Like, it's a different perspective.
100%. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's just like lately I've been thinking about that where it's like, because you could be tough on yourself. I'm tough on myself. I'm like, I'm not that great. And you're like, well, but that doesn't,
that doesn't just automatically. Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel that. I think for our listener, talking about drums, I do think perspective and just doing your own thing. And even if like, I don't know. That's the thing. You kind of just got to go for it and try stuff.
Yeah, don't get caught up in comparison. Don't like. Yeah, you just I think that's like that's one of the toughest things I think about, and especially nowadays. And we talked about the last episode about social media and like it's very easy to get on there and just spin out on like the fact that you're
spiral.
Oh, this person's like so much better than I am. But it's like that's if you're listener, that doesn't matter.
And usually that's like, the best take. They're if they're like filming in their bedroom or studio. I mean, they're taking many different.
It's not even that. It's
before
like
they get to one.
I think it's also just you want to. I mean, I think being unique
that's not
is
what
cool.
You're saying. I'm just
You are right. I mean, like I think a lot of things on social media are not
real.
It's the best version of whatever it is. Usually.
We just did like a drum playthrough because they were like, yo, on our day off on this last tour, we went to our friend's studio and I just played through the whole album. Like,
I saw a clip of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like the drums are I'm just playing to the song, so it's not my
That's
actual
cool,
drum sounds.
Were you shirtless?
Nope.
No, you look cool though.
Well, it's funny, Ben, you say that because they'll send it for approval, but like, hey, how's this look? Whatever. I get like 5 seconds in, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and post it. Like, I hate watching it, dude. I'm
out of sight, out of mind, dude. Yeah.
I'm like, sounds looks good. Go ahead and get this over with.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's just so funny how that works. It's like you just like, I don't know. You watch yourself and you're like, that's what I look like. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
like you're just like. But
especially when it's like just shots of you.
Yeah, well, it's just like close ups or it's like whatever. Yeah. Like it's like different. But it was fun. It was cool. Like it was fun to do that.
Are you going to release every song and stuff? Is that?
I think eventually they're just trying to like slow drip it. Like people do like that stuff, and I don't mind.
Oh yeah,
for the people that like it, you know what I mean. It's like, close ups, and there's definitely parts that I'm not playing the part right. There's like a kick pattern that I noticed on this last, even just the clip, and I was like, oh, whoops. But I mean,
I love stuff like that. Do you guys remember Top of the Pops? You guys, you know what I'm talking about? It's like that weird French thing, like from the 90s where like bands would go on and you played to your song. So like Nirvana is like one of the classic ones where like they're joking around, like Kurt's so like not even playing. It's so funny.
I've never seen this.
I'll send you the clip. It's pretty.
It's like
the
early
funny.
playthrough.
Yeah. But some bands would take it seriously and they would like it's obviously the song, but they're like acting like they're playing it. And some people would just like go on there and just like mess around and
mess
not
around
even
with it.
Yeah. That's cool. When is that? Is it out yet? I don't even your playthrough, or is it?
Yeah, well, so they do. They've just released 2 because everyone did playthroughs. Like
we should be putting that up on the old social media.
It's fun. I don't even accept Lab on my own personal one.
Anyways, Nate, it is funny to full circle. It's interesting to like think about how we all started, but I think your situation's more unique than others, which I think is cool. But
sure. I'm just saying it's cool to be like looking back, be like, we just happened to play a show together. Dion happened to watch us. When was the last time you've watched like opening bands? And he said he went back and grabbed all the dudes. He's like, yo, look at this kid. He's like super young and he rips. And then we kept running into and we just kept running into people, or we just kept running into them, and then eventually like it stuck. So it's just cool. I think that's why it's important. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? You like without being like, you never know who's watching. It's not like I got scouted,
true though.
But you don't know. You just kind of make yourself available, and also don't be a piece of shit. Like just don't be cocky. You can always learn. You can always grow. You can always figure something. I think that is a huge thing. I think confidence is good, and do your own thing. And I think that's what I learned with the quickness. I was like, I don't even care if anyone thinks this is dumb that I'm going to headbang and hit hard. Yeah. Like I just leaned into it, whatever. But I do think it's important to like go about it as best you can with like actual humility and just being like, we're just playing music. You know what I mean? Like
it's just music.
Let's just go have fun, and you never know what shakes loose. I mean,
people are attracted to just the realness. Like if you're just out there just like doing your thing, it's like people connect with it, and I think that's at the end of the day one of the cooler things about music in general,
100%.
It's like the common theme between everybody we've interviewed so far, at least drummers, is they weren't assholes. They were a good hang, and they put themselves out there, and just we're right place, right time. It's hard to, it doesn't really help people listening to give them real advice, but you're right, Nate. Just don't be a dick and put yourself out there and do the best.
Just realize you can always learn. And I think that you can always and someone will absolutely always be better than you. When you like start going to it, like, I'm so good, I'm the best. There's factually someone that can smoke you. So it's like
100%.
You just have to live life like that. And it does, not in a depressing way, but be inspired, keep learning, keep being like, oh, that's cool. Like, learn from people.
It's funny though, because that's funny. Yeah, dude, anybody can be smoked, dude.
It's like, it don't matter. It's like,
no one's,
but that's not, no one's safe. I don't know. There he is.
Are you in a gas station right now, sitting?
I am at a gas station, and
it's pouring rain.
It's pouring rain. So I got a hot take, if you guys are ready.
Oh, we're ready.
Yes, let's go.
So here's the thing. Who has the Air Maxes?
I do.
Shoes?
No, not the shoes. The headphones.
I have.
Yeah, I got them.
How are they? Are they worth it? They worth $500?
Is this the
They're
hot
not
take?
$500
Or like what?
bucks.
This is the beginning of the hot take.
No,
But they're not $500.
Nate, he's talking about
Yeah, they
the over ear Apple headphones.
Oh no, I don't have that shit.
Yeah.
Over ear ones, correct?
No.
All right.
Yeah, they're too expensive.
I have them. I really like them.
Got it.
Is it worth it, Ben?
I think they're
rich
great.
and single, so that makes sense.
All right. Well, both of those things are not true. Well, no, I guess the first one's true.
Oh,
the first.
so you're rich.
So you're rich.
No, the first.
I ain't trying to figure. The first one's true.
Do you guys see me running in the rain?
Yeah, it's so sick.
I just stopped at.
Dude, this is unhinged.
Is it unhinged? I just stopped at 7-Eleven to buy some headphones for $30, and I was thinking,
what do you do?
What? It's a write-off.
I
bro.
love you. Just keep buying headphones for the
write-off.
podcast. You're just like
When you buy them, they promptly throw them out.
I don't know. I lose them. But here's the thing. I'm like, okay, I could spend $500 on those headphones, those over-ear headphones.
there's
Or
other
I
headphones though, dude.
What'd you say, brother?
There's other headphones. You don't have to buy those ones.
Here's the thing. I either want the best or kind of the worst. I don't
Hell
want in between. In between reminds me of my status, which isn't great.
My status.
No.
Oh, just full circle.
I
That's so
feel
good.
like both things are very like poor guy moves too. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you
Yeah.
buy something cheap because you're broke, or you buy something really expensive,
That you
honestly,
can't
because you're
afford.
broke. So
And
you
then
don't
you're broke
feel like
after.
you're broke. Correct.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good.
Lou, I got a question.
good
I got a
take.
question for you. Actually, we were talking about drums. What do you look for in a drummer and when you're making music?
Eye contact.
That's so sick.
I'm dead.
That's all you
fucking
want.
Serious.
So
I
you want
wanna-
to turn around and lock eyes. You want to
I
like
want to
follow.
turn around and
You
I want
do
to
that.
Yeah, I want that fucker to look me right in the eyes and I want to look right back at him. And like, if he's back there all like controlled and regular, it's like, no, thank you. Like, I feel like obviously you got to keep time and like keep the beat. But for me, it's like,
That's not as important as eye contact.
I'll tell you, even honestly, I kind of like a ship that's like sinking a little bit. Like, that's kind of fun to me. Like, where are we going here? But yeah, eye contact and like just fucking bashing loud as fuck. And
Yeah.
like, that's what I want. Like, I don't want to have to write an interesting riff. It's like, no, if you just play it hard and loud, it's going to be sick. Like that.
Great.
I love it. Do you want that from anybody in your band though, besides the drummer? You want eye contact
Just eye
from
contact
everybody?
with the drummer. Just the drummer.
Well, great question. I feel like the drummer, I just want the eye contact with the drummer.
Everyone else, don't even look at me.
Dude, it's so real too. The eye contact thing is so real with you too. Because when we did those shows recently, I was you would turn around and you were like,
Looking
it was
into
like you
his
were
soul.
possessed. You were like you were like this, and I was like, no, it was great. I was like, but I didn't know. I was like, oh, am I doing? I was like, what do I do?
Yeah, you were thinking he was trying to tell you something, like you were messing up.
Sometimes he is
or...
trying to tell you something with his eyes. It's pretty amazing actually.
Like, I love you.
Yeah, basically, or just like it's either I love you or like because we'll do these things where like he'll turn around. Like sometimes he'll just leave the stage too, but that's a whole nother conversation. But like he'll turn around and we'll do like hits. Like he's like you're a big hit guy.
I do like the hits, but I'll just say to you 2, and you're like, pop, pop. Then 3, and then I'm like, I don't know where the 3 is going to be. Is it going to be pop, pop, pop? Or is it going to be like some Metallica shit? Like, pop, pop. You know what I mean? And then we did play those couple of shows where we were just calling out numbers. We're like 7.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, with the drummer, I'm just looking for some fucking juice, honestly. I need
Oh, man.
juice.
that
Energy.
juice.
I feel I left
Give me the
out 'cause,
squeeze, baby.
Ben and Nate have played with Lou. I have not played with Lou.
Come
but I
play
feel
with
I
like
haven't played live.
I would actually
You come play with me, Reed. Come
I
play
would
with
actually
me.
love to. I'm not just saying that.
Put the lotion
We'll
in the
figure that out
basket,
another
Reed.
Well,
time.
I have a question for you guys as a drummer, because like I'm not the drummer. You guys are drummers. I didn't think about it until Ben said something. Obviously, you're the drummers. It's the drums podcast. But what do you look for in a singer? Are you like, don't look at me, don't
Next
embarrass
question.
me,
No.
because like Ben said, I could leave the fucking stage. You know what I mean? Like, I can do that. Like, a guitar player can kind of just like start like turn around on their amp. You guys are looking forward the whole time.
Yeah.
And if you stop playing, that's when everyone knows there's a fuck up. Like, if the guitar goes out,
we're the most important part.
Oh, dude, we are the most important part of.
Well, I think some of my biggest fights that I've ever been in with my band members is like when they'll royally mess up like a few shows in a row or like the same part. And I always, it sounds so shitty, but I'll use it as an example. I'm like, I don't get to do that. Do you understand that? Like, we all learn ourselves. Like, what if I just decide to mess up the same, like fully just, because you could go and the life moves on. But if I'm and I'm off playing the wrong thing, I'm coming back on the wrong thing, everyone's screwed. So it's like the mental capacity to like know every part, and like that is, I think, going back to your question, Lou, like from a singer, or I think from anyone, I just want the same level of like of that. Like, I need the singer or whoever to just at least know their stuff, know what they're doing. And even if their thing is a little bit more wild, at least I know what to expect. It's like sometimes the unknowns for me, if the unknowns are intentional and you can like kind of like see them coming, it's fine. But when it's like actually not knowing lyrics or singing weird melodies and changing parts without communication, like if you're gonna do something, do the communication. You know what I mean? If you're like, if you're not on tracks and you want to like do something where it's like, I'm gonna walk off stage and y'all play this part longer or whatever, I'm fine with that. If there's even like a heads up or like a, yo, this is the move, we're all in this together. But when it feels like every man for himself is when I hate it. And it feels that way a lot. Like all that each person cares about is their instrument. And it's like, I'm just gonna do my thing, you do your thing. And I'm like, that doesn't really feel good. You know, it's like not a fun show for me. But
like Nate, it's consistency. Whether it's like you're on it or you're
even if the consistency is crazy.
Exactly. So as long as I know what to expect, to some degree, that's what I need.
Eye contact is
because this is a public podcast, I can't say too much, but y'all get my
spill the beans.
My drift. Where it's like
I like anything you guys say. Like, we could just Google the bands you played with.
Well, I just mean like my current situation is so much more peaceful than everything this used to be in my life. Of like, you just never knew what was going to happen. It was like, okay, what
do you miss? Do you miss that chaos at all?
Hell no.
No. Got it.
Wow. No. Because it's not fun chaos. It's not like it's I don't know how to explain it. It's not like, if it was the same chaos, like Reed said, I could get used to it. I could settle into this, like, all right, I know you're going to be this way. But when it was like every show is like, which one we getting?
I know, that's
like
funny.
Max, I knew it just was he was gonna do his thing, and sometimes I would
rely on it.
I did, and other times I couldn't, but I just wouldn't worry about it. I just roll with it. But sorry, Ben, I cut you off.
I'm just saying the thing is, I think, Lou, playing with you is fun because it's like there is like an excitement there. But it is funny too because we played that one show and we rehearsed like this crazy ending of a song, and we started going into it, and Lou just takes his guitar off and just walks off stage, and he's on the side of the stage watching us play the part, and I'm like, dude.
See, that's crazy.
I will say
so crazy.
I will say, let's be honest, my guitar playing ain't that great.
That's not true. See, we gotta start. No, you're a great guitar player. You're also just a great songwriter. So it doesn't. We were actually literally right before you just came on. We were talking about the word "great" and the fact that like it doesn't really like there's greatness in that too. It's not just technique and being able to like my favorite guitar players are like not like the most technically
like shredders
player. Yeah, it's like
I feel like for me, when I'm playing, it's got to be the drummer. Like, if I'm locked in with the drummer, I feel like you can kind of make everything else. And I really just want to make everyone laugh. Like, that's like a big thing. Like, if I can make Dan or John smile while we're playing a show, I'm like,
it's the best.
That's it. I don't want I don't want it to be too like, I don't know. The first Gasoline Heart album we made with Steve Albini, and it was really, I was so scared going there because I'm
Which
like,
is
no
crazy,
click
by
tracks.
the way.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no click tracks, which is nuts. But Nate, you know Jeff, the sexual master.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's unreal.
Sexual Master's great.
Jeff Arizona.
Jeff's
the
great. You're great, Jeff.
executioner. So Jeff knows we call him the sexecutioner, which is
That's
actually
so
a
funny.
Guar reference.
I'm
But
sure
anyway,
he does.
I was so worried about like, oh my gosh, what if the tempo's off? What if we can't do an overdub? And all of a sudden Steve sat down and he's like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like he made
That's
this
amazing.
he made this like offhand comment. He was like, oh, that's going to save the record. He's like, it doesn't matter. He's
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't.
if you play it a little better, it doesn't change anything. The song either
Wow.
has some pop or it doesn't. And he goes, and the cool thing about what we're doing, he's like, we could probably clean it up and make it sound a little bit better. He's like, but what if we kind of catch something really cool that wouldn't have been there if we did that? He goes, because you guys are playing differently knowing it's live. You're playing differently knowing there's no click track. So you are like gearing in to get your take instead of, oh, let's just get the drummer's take and then we'll fix it in post or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, you start playing differently. And I was like, yes, I'm down. Like once it worked on like one song, I was like, oh, and my songs don't have, you know, obviously I haven't had much success, but I mean, that's not me talking shit, but it's like, I never wrote hits. I don't know what that is, but I'm like, at least for me, when I listen, I'm like, oh, I really like that moment.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I
all that
remember.
matters.
He's a great drummer too. The executioner. Yeah, he's a great drummer.
Jeff was an early drummer in the scene that everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like he was
Everyone
different.
wanted Jeff. He played
He
with
was different.
everybody.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy too.
And you know what I love? He's 50 and he's still like playing and like
50.
Yeah, he looks so good. It's so annoying.
It's crazy.
It's
I'll get
so
some
annoying.
news. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, please do.
But
Fire
yeah,
over.
but also kind of to bring it full circle.
Yeah.
$500 headphones and $30 headphones. You can kind of find your vibe with either.
I was just
Lou,
I was just going to ask, are you going to buy them or not? Did we clear it up for you? What are you going to do?
Dude, Lou, what would Albini say? That's like the like what would Albini do?
WWAD.
Yeah,
I would
Albini.
Oh, I thought you wanted some actual things that he said because I don't.
No, I'm saying
because I didn't give a shit about Nirvana, so I didn't care. Like, I'm like, yeah,
I know,
like, dude, I don't
but the
care.
mindset, it doesn't matter. I'm not even mindset aside. I think he was always like that. I think no matter who he worked with. So like, I mean, rest in peace. Obviously, like the guy was like a legend, dude. I mean, because he was definitely in his ways. He made albums his way, and they're unique albums. I love, dude. Like In Utero is amazing, dude.
I agree.
It's crazy. But what's cool too is he just let you make your album. Like, like he had like dope ass gear that's gonna sound good, and like, yo, if your thing's got something, we can make it cool. But he's like, one thing he said, not to make it Albini fest, but he was like, you know that sensation of like being in the garage and it's loud as hell, you can't really hear anything, but you're all smiling and laughing and doing something cool. He goes, the more you're in a band, the more that starts going away, and then all of a sudden, like, what are you doing when you're recording the song? It's like the bass player is in like a pair of sweatpants with his shoes off, sitting on a bench, while the drummer is like freaking out to see if he's on the click or not. And then somebody's got a fucking line 6, and he's like, "What's happening? This is not fun." Now, I'm talking about the rock format. I'm talking about the like a rock and roll format. What happened? Is that how all you guys make your albums?
Lou, Reed has to bounce, but
I'm always the one who has to end it. I'm so sorry.
No, Reed. Before, give me one more minute. Lou, tell quickly the story about the tambourine overdub and what Albini said.
So we did this one song, and it's called "Kiss Off." It's the last song on "You Know Who You Are," first Gasoline Heart album. We did it all live, like one take. Like piano live, vocals live, everything. And then afterwards, we're like, let's add some tambourine. And we start doing the tambourine. And he just says under his breath, that'll save the record. And we just all just started laughing. That'll save the record. Meaning the record is shit, which is so great. It'll save it. That'll save the record.
Dude,
And
that's
now it's
Great way to end. It's a great way to end, dude. Great way to
That's
end.
called
this.
an episode. That'll save the record.
Yeah, that'll
That's an
save the
amazing
pod.
story.
That'll save the pod.
That was
Oh,
This was
great.
great,
Thank you. Love
guys.
you. Love you.
Yeah, I love you guys.